fellow geeks and gamers, welcome to another Immersion video. This is a video series. This video and subsequent videos will cover Guardians of Ember. Guardians of Ember is an MMO slash action RPG. Think of Diablo 3 and a multiplayer, massively multiplayer Diablo 3. And you'll get the gist of what Guardians of Ember is. Now, it is currently in closed beta, and it is done by Runewaker and Gameforge. I believe they're both independent studios, but they've been in operation now for some years, and Guardians of Ember is their latest product. And I'm going to give you a behind the screen, behind the scenes, behind the curtain of the closed beta. And with this video particularly, we're going to start off with looking at the races and classes and character customization that you can find in Guardians of Ember. And the subsequent videos will cover other aspects, mainly the character race and class combinations and some of the gameplay they have available. But for this video, we're going to look at races and classes and character customizations options. And so you can get a quick look at what this game has to offer. Now, Guardians of Ember is currently in closed beta, as I said, and you can go to their website, which I will have a link in the show notes below, and you can sign up yourself for the to enter the closed beta. If you get in, you'll be able to see everything here. If this looks interesting for you, this is like a game you might be interested in, might be something in your play style, go ahead and give it a try out. Now, a couple of disclaimers. Everything that you see here and in the subsequent videos in this series, because it is closed beta, everything is subject to change. So just be advised, be aware that whatever you see here may not be what you see in the future, and most definitely will not be exactly the same once the game hits live. Also, if you do make it into the closed beta, know that make sure that you look on the website first and see that the game is being offered currently in your region of the world. It is not available in all regions of the world yet. But I know from the PR contacts and developers themselves that they are working on getting the game out to more regions, working very hard at doing that. So, but check to make sure that the game is offered in your region first before you make that final decision. Okay, so with that, we're going to jump into the Guardians of Ember here, character creation process, and take a look at what is available for this game. Now, there are 4 races that we're going to start off with here first. Character customization process begins with race. Okay, so we have humans. So look at the male human. We have elves. We have dwarves. And we have this authentic new race here that I've never seen before, called the Naya, or Naya. Not exactly sure how to pronounce that, but there they are. Right now, humans and the elves have male and female genders available. Dwarves only have the male gender available, and these Naya are a race of specific especially females. So let me go through and do a quick read here on what the game has to say about each race. Humans are probably the most numerous of the sentient races in the lands of Allendale. With their sense of honor and loyalty, they managed to establish the Grand Empire. When the forces of evil once again swept down upon the lands of humanity, the Empire rallied the different factions together, and they managed to beat back the invaders and settle the liberated lands. Now, this formerly dark place may become the last bastion of hope for the sentient races of Allendale. So, not only does it explain a little bit about the race, the races, each of the races, but it gives a bit of history, some lore, background of what for the game entirety. Right, now we'll switch over here to the elves. The elves believe that it is balance and order that keeps the world alive. This ancient race had hid itself from history, playing a key role in this world from behind the curtain. Now, however, as the forces of evil threaten to extinguish all life, they have decided to step forward and aid their allies in turning the tides of the war. Next up, go to the dwarves. Hailing from the Forbidden City, set in the snow-capped Glimmerrock Mountains, the dwarves are now a race in exile, after the forces of the Black Army just became too overwhelming, even for these brave souls. Having found refuge south of the city of New Kudan, they seek solace in their stories of the Titan gods, as they work on a plan with the Empire to reclaim their homeland from the forces of darkness. And final race to check out is the Naya. Nimble, graceful, and granted, the Naya display a level of intelligence unique in Arundel. These secretive daughters of the forest are the subject of many songs and tales in Arundel. When the dark powers encroached on their realm, which had hitherto been separated from the rest of the world, the Naya were driven into exile. Nevertheless, their boundless optimism and indomitable will allowed them to break through to the Alliance base, where they will prove to the rest of the world their stalwartness and loyalty. Okay, so we're going to take a basic human, and we're going to step through the rest of the character customization options here. We're going to hit next. It's going to take us, so there's human male, there's a human female, back. I'm going to look at the elf. So there's the elven male, the elven female. I'm going back. I'm going to dwarf. And you see the gender does not show up. It skips right to class. So dwarves are male. Now, I imagine you could roleplay a female dwarf, but I'd have to look some more into the lore of Guardians of Ember to see if there actually are female dwarves. Just because of the way the game skips over the gender, I'm going to say they're not. But if you're into, you'd like to write your own role-playing, check that out and see if that's something that you can do, as long as there's a solid basis for it. And then the Naya, which are all female. Alright, so we'll go back to the humans here. And settle on a male here. We'll go to class. Now the Guardians of Ember has 6 classes currently available in the closed beta. They are Knight, Priest, which looks like a glorified Hollywood bellhop, Arcanist, which is one of my favorites. It's a pretty solid look there. I like how it looks. Engineer, Ranger, which is my other favorite look. I'm pausing a bit so you can see some of the animations that they have available. And lastly, the Dark Knight. Okay. And that's the male look. Now I'm going to step it back and we're going to look at the females at each of those classes. Alright, so starting with the female Knight. Female Priest. Priestess, I guess you could also call. Female Arcanist, which totally looks badass. Reminds me of Kate Beckinsale in what was that movie? Hugh Jackman. It'll come to me later. The female engineer. That's not a bad look either. I think it's the same animation that's here. Geo trigger. A little bit different. Okay. The female ranger. Also not bad. Let's see what she does as far as animation goes. That's cool. Okay. And then the female Dark Knight. Now, that's a pretty badass look there too. I dig that. All right, now let's go back to the beginning here. Start back at the night, and we're going to take a look over here at the game explanations, the stat box for each of the classes. Okay, so night difficulty overall is 3 stars. Solo is 4 stars. Team is 3 stars. Class overview: damage dealer, tank. Specialty: physical and holy damage. Attributes: endurance, which is maxed out. Damage 50%. Support 35. Agility 50%. Range maybe 45 or so. Knights are the unwavering champions of justice. A balanced class, they are masters of close quarters combat and defense, standing with shield and flag for the victory of the righteous against the forces of darkness. Next up, we're going to take a look at the priest. Priest stat box. Difficulty overall is 4 stars. Solo is 2 stars. Team is 5 stars. Class overview. Priests are damage dealers and support. Specialty: holy and dark damage. Attributes: endurance, damage, support, agility, and range. The fearless priests exhaust all means at their disposal in defense of their faith. They charge into the carnage, ready to aid their cousins and heal the wounds of their allies with divine sanction. Prayer is their greatest weapon, and their holy fervor makes them one of the most formidable opponents on the battlefield. Next up, the Arcanist. Difficulty overall 3 stars, solo 4 stars, team 3 stars. Class overview: damage dealer and support. Specialty: energy and frost damage. Attributes: endurance, damage, support, agility, and range. All 3 equal, so pretty middle of the road, balanced kind of class here. Just as long as you don't get them into too close to melee combat. Their endurance is a bit low. Arcanists devote themselves to the study of magic. Mastering the arcane arts can be a dangerous pursuit, requiring a strong and disciplined mind. But with intense training, a seasoned arcanist can become the most terrifying threat on the battlefield. Next up, the engineer. Difficulty overall 4 stars, solo 3 stars, team 3 stars. Class overview: damage dealer support. Specialty: fire and nature. Attributes: endurance, damage, support, agility, and range. So it looks like range and damage are about equal. I'd say that's probably about 80% or so. Support about 75. Endurance 30, 35. Agility way down there, 10, maybe 15%. With gradual advancements in technology, engineers started appearing on the battlefield accompanied by fire and noisy explosions. They specialize in building gun towers, bombs, mines, and ingenious traps, but they also take care of injured teammates, giving their comrades on the front lines a decisive advantage. So engineers are battlefield controllers, and with a secondary healing support option. Next up, Ranger. Difficulty overall 2 stars. So if you're looking to start off in if your first character in the game, probably Ranger would be where you would want to start. Difficulty solo 5 stars, team 2 stars. Class overview: damage dealer, tank. Specialty: nature and poison. Attributes: endurance, damage, support, agility, which is maxed. I think it's the only one that has agility maxed, and range. Usually employed as advanced scouts, Rangers have a keen eye for the surrounding environment. They rely on guerrilla tactics, attacking their targets from the cover of the forest with their powerful longbows and poison arrows. Wounded opponents are mercilessly tracked down and put out of their misery with a dagger. Now, she is not actually wearing a dagger. I know in-game you can have two main weapons. There's a option hotkey that you can use to switch weapons. So if you had you can use your dagger for long range and then hotkey switch over to a short range weapon. Come to think of it, I haven't seen a dagger yet. I've seen swords and hammers, but I haven't seen a dagger. So maybe that's in there somewhere, I hope. And lastly, we're going to take a look at the Dark Knight. Dark Knight difficulty overall 3 stars, solo 4 stars, team 3 stars. Class overview, damage dealer tank, specialty darkness and poison, attributes survival, damage, support, agility, and range. Some brave knights fighting the forces of darkness felt forced to take extreme measures. Excessive training in the dark arts gradually brought them to the limits of their physical and mental capabilities. Dark Knights make no distinction between heretics, dark artists, or demons from other worlds, hunting them all down and bringing each to justice. So that is a look at the races and classes and stat blocks. Next, we're going to take, let's take, all that's going to disappear, so I guess it matters. Let's take a female knight. Going to look next into the character customization options. Now, when I first got into the game here, and it come up on the screen, I was like, okay, everything looks good so far, but then this here looks a bit lacking. I like a involved character customization part of the creation process. And this here looked a bit light to me at first glance. So we've got skin color. You can do hair color. This is probably stuff you've all seen before. Eye color and lip color. And then we've got adjust faces here. Let me zoom in here so you can see what this is like a little bit better. We have 4 faces that are currently in play. 1, 2, 4. And then we've got some tabs up here. Adjust face, customize hair. Again, looks a little limiting. There's not that many options. There's enough that it will get a good feel for what's going on. Again, this is still in closed beta, so hopefully they'll add some more of these by the time the game kicks off. It's live. But as I was looking at all these, I was saying this is kind of light. Yeah, it's enough to customize a character, but it's not enough to my role-playing bend to getting deep into character customizations options. But then I clicked on this tab, Adjust Body, and wham! There they are. This is what I was looking for. So there are, on the Adjust Body tab, we've got size, shoulder guards, upper chest, arms, waist and hips, and legs options. And you can see thigh, calf, feet, waist thickness, waist width, hips width, hips angle, buttock positions. So, and everything is based on a slider. So you can go to -100 or +100. So yeah, the options are here. They're just not seen at first glance till you get to the Adjust Body tab, and then you can really get in there and trying to boom. I'm trying to, there we go. Head size, body size, torso length, shoulder width, shoulder height, shoulder position, chest thickness, chest width, all that good stuff is in here, so you can really play around and get the character that you're looking for, that you want to play. And same thing here on the Adjust Head tab. We've got bone structure, eyebrows, eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. Each of those items can be manipulated and adjusted to your liking, hopefully. So play around with those, and there's a lot there to play around with. Eyebrows, eyebrow thickness, eyebrow angle, eye size, eye angle, eye corners, nose bridge width, nose angle, nose width, nose height, upper lip fullness, upper lip thickness, lower lip thickness, lip width, lip angle, ear length, ear width, ear angle, which would especially come in handy with the elves. So while it may seem hidden at first, once you really get in there and click on the adjust body and adjust head tabs, you can see that the customization options are in game, even in the closed beta here on Guardians of Ember. That's going to do it for a quick look at the race, classes, and character customizations options that are available here in Guardians of Ember. Once you have your character selection and character modified the way you want it to look, click your name, go right into the game. With that, we're going to end this video. That's going to be the final one here, and then we're going to look for next, go into the character, class, and race combos and show some actual gameplay. So you'll see those in videos coming after this one. So if you're interested still in this Guardians of Ember, give me my channel here a follow, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and you'll see all the other videos that I've got, including the ones that are in this series and other ones that are coming up for other video games, tabletop role-playing games, and board games, that content that I create. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.